What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a pretty disturbing news story on the new Bioshock game. And it's, if we believe what we're about to talk about, the game may not come out till 2028, which is absolutely terrible. Not just for the fact that we have to wait another 5 years, but also in terms of how long it's been since they announced it. And I guess the first thing to ask is that date, or is that year, I guess, right? Is the year even correct? Well, I think it is. What we're looking at here is actually a person who is a senior concept artist at the studio. There is no flubbing this. There's no messing this thing up. This is his personal website. So I'm not going to mention the guy's name just in case, but I am going to be showing you a picture here of the website and what he's working on. I imagine things are going to be hidden or taken down. We've seen this actually a few times before. Death Stranding, I think, pops into my head where there's actually a person who worked for PlayStation. I forget that guy's name as well, but he had on his website that he works on like select first-party, second-party games, and Death Stranding 2 was one of them, and then it said a release year on his profile. And then I believe that was taken down shortly after. So this guy might do the exact same thing. Actually, this guy worked on Across the Spider-Verse, the movie, which is pretty darn cool. But you go on his page, it's clear as day, and it's not a TV show. It's not the Netflix thing, which I think is that a movie I'm pretty sure Netflix is doing. That's the first thing I thought, where it's like, oh, well, maybe it's some movie that's forever away. No. Cloud Chamber, that's the studio making the game, and he's working there as a senior concept artist. It's all in the picture here. Cloud Chamber, senior concept artist, company, Cloud Chamber, video game, instead of movie, which he has movies on the other ones, video game, Bioshock, year 2028. Now, I've seen some people on Reddit talk about how this could be a placeholder date. A few things that I don't agree with there. I can't see why would it be a placeholder date. Now, I mean, in a way, I guess, right? Because it's not an actual release date. It's not saying January 15th, 2028. So, okay, yeah, I mean, 2028. It's a placeholder year, I guess. And this is a guy who's kind of up there, like senior, like that's a higher position. I mean, senior kind of gives it away, right? So I'm not saying like he knows everything about the release history and when exactly they're going to release this game. But I mean, I think he's probably somewhat in the know. I kind of would lean towards this. Like I would believe that it's 2028. I really don't see any reason not to. Could it come out earlier? I suppose. The first thing, though, that pops into my mind, I actually said this on Twitter, is I feel like the game had to have restarted. There is, in my opinion, there is no way in hell, because I think we're about to approach 5 years, I think, 5 years, because I think it was 2019, maybe it was January, but maybe it was December, 4 or 5 years, let's say, okay, almost half a decade since they announced, Take-Two, that they were doing a Bioshock game, and it was going to be this studio, Cloud Chamber. There is no way this game is going to take 9 years to be made. The only way a game does take, a game like this, the only way a game like this takes 9 years to be made is if it gets restarted at some point. So, you know, we've talked about a lot of different rumors on the Bioshock game, and some people have kind of come out against that. One individual, I think Oops Leaks is the name of the Twitter account we normally talk about. A lot of people have kind of come out to say the person has no idea what they're talking about. But, you know, I think they've even mentioned in the past that maybe the game has been restarted. I think that's probably true. I really can't see 4 to 5 years in right now you coming out and saying the game is still 5 years away. There's no way. There's no way that a game will take 9 to 10 years from start to finish unless you restarted somewhere. And honestly, they probably restarted somewhat recently, considering this guy's maybe position and considering 5 years away. You imagine games take 5-6 years to be made. I don't even want to say it was started like right now or restarted right now. Maybe in the last year or two, I would have a feeling that Bioshock has been restarted. So that is incredibly, I gotta be honest, that is insanely disappointing. This is a game that, although like Bioshock has forever been kind of cursed, that these games just, for whatever reason, the studio, or if it's Ken Levine or it's the studio itself or whatever, it takes forever to make these games. The studios are cursed. There's all this drama internally that always seems to happen, and this is no different. This is probably the worst that we've ever seen it, though. So if this is true, we got 5 years to wait, and not just that, we probably still would then have 2 or 3 years until we see it again. So like how I always talk about, oh, maybe this is the year. It's been 4 or 5 years. Maybe it's this time. Maybe it's the Game Awards. I feel like I'm going to have to drop that for quite a few more years because I don't think anything's going to happen. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.